Bunting, it's a 6th final.
25.
What an autumn he is having. Since Players' Championship 20 in the summer,
Bullseyes. Stevens won the
he
ball.
has made another 4 finals on top of that over the last 3 months. But the one thing that's missing, a win. And here's the funniest thing, even though this is not a laughing matter.
140.
Stephen Bunting is now the provisional #1 seed for Minehead and the Players' Championship finals. And he hasn't even won a tournament this season yet.
45.
But over the next 20 to 25 minutes, he might be. I'm the asset Paul Nicholson, and Mark Wilson is with me for this final, and
60.
this is just a really interesting game.
Yep, it is. Well done to both for reaching the final. Stephen Bunting, as he said, his 6th final
140.
in these events this year. He's lost to Humphreys, Dobie, Nyman, Littler and Raymond van Barneveld. Cameron Menzies will be hoping to add his name to that list of winners and collect his
60.
first PDC title. It's been good today, Cameron Menzies. Mentioned earlier on in the day when we were covering one of his games against Krzysztof Ratajski, a little bit more mature from Menzies. But Bunting is a tough cookie. Wasn't at his best in the semi-final, but got the job done over Chris Landman. Could anyone begrudge Bunting a victory here?
100.
Cameron Menzies.
Fair point. I think he's got the making of a cracking game.
180.
And there's the first maximum.
I think Cameron just wants to do exactly what he did to Danny Noppert in the semi-finals. Because he went out there and made a statement early.
81.
And with a couple of micro stutters along the way, it was never really in doubt.
Yeah. Well, tops then for the opening leg against the throw.
Game
Tops
shot.
he gets. A little bit of emotion from Menzies. We've not seen that too many times today.
Yeah, he's been measuring that a lot better over the last couple of years.
93.
We've been saying for months, and the form guide has been saying that Menzies has been the most likely next winner. You can put yourself into position
140.
to get a title, but you've got to get across that line. It doesn't get closer to you.
Well, we were wondering what we were talking. He had that golden patch between Players'
137.
Championships 14 and 20 when he went semi-final, last 16, quarter-final, semi-final, runner-up, quarter-final, and you think, was that his time? Has that purple patch gone? But he's shown it clearly hasn't, and he's right back where he wants to be, and he's beaten some big names along the way to get here as well.
85.
He genuinely has. Now, these two have something in common in 2024. They have both lost a Players' Championship final to Chris Dobie,
180.
who is now the provisional #2 seed for Minehead after winning 3 of these this season.
Yeah.
100.
Couple of maximums in the opening 2 legs. This would be a very useful get, but he's not going to get the opportunity now. So Menzies, another mid-range finish for him. He took care of 78 in the opening leg. It's for a 2-0 lead.
7-7.
Game shot.
He looks sharp. Maybe sharper than any point today. And that's saying something considering how he played against James Wade earlier. His best performance of the day statistically.
180.
Well, Bunting banging in a second maximum there. I mentioned, did his game on streaming board too, the semi-final against Chris
60.
Landman. Chris Landman had multiple opportunities, just couldn't take them. Bunting kept stepping in. He wasn't quite at his best. I think the problem he's got here, if he's not at his best against Menzies, Menzies will put him away.
Correct.
100.
And there is a mental battle for Stephen because he's been in 10 Players' Championship finals before and he's only won 2 of them. That conversion rate does not sit well with him. But if we may be honest, he's a stronger player in mind than he's ever been. He's a very different threat. That's why he's the #2 seed in this tournament. He's never been that high as a seed before.
No. You mentioned that word maturity. I would say the same to Bunting now. He's become a player we're used to seeing at the back end of tournaments. Yes, he maybe not had the results he would have wanted, but the fact that he keeps turning up, keeps getting here, that's got to be a good thing. Doesn't need to go the bull route, so we'll just leave it handy,
49.
which is exactly what he does, as he leaves double 16 to open up his account in the final. Race to 8, of course, for Players' Championship 29.
59.
We'll be back tomorrow, 1 o'clock UK time, with the final event.
Doesn't have to go, but he wants to get rid of it.
Game shot.
And he does a very, very good job. There's something that's happened today that I don't think many people have noticed
134.
when it comes to Bunting. He's done something today that he will be very proud of, regardless of what happens in this final. He wants to win the title, obviously. Wants to add to his tally.
45.
But he's back in the top 10 in the world. That means a lot to players, to be in the top 10 of your world rankings.
78.
And Stephen has worked very hard, not just to get in the top 10, but to get back in the top 16. He's nudged over Dimitri Vandenberg into 10th. By winning the title, he will get very close to Damon Hetter at 9th.
134.
And it's been an accumulation, which suggests that he's had a really good year. It's not on the back of one big win, that is it? That's on a series of good performances, steady performances.
The thing that proves that more than anything is that the big title he's won this year was unranked.
Yeah.
100.
If it was, he'd be close to top 6.
Well, Menzies here
95.
has left that very handy. 2-dart combination finish. Bunting way back in this leg on the Menzies throw, granted, but would have wanted a little bit more pressure. Needs to switch here.
58.
Does.
Tops for Menzies.
Game
And
shot.
his doubling in this final has been supreme. Think about the way that Bunting and Menzies have played in finals this season.
180.
They've played excellently at times. It's actually Stephen who's got more maximums than
100.
Menzies, not only in this final, but today as a whole. When you consider how well Menzies does in that column, that's a surprise. But is this a
180.
surprise?
Well, this will be some way to get himself back into this final. We have had
59.
9 darters today already. Bunting for the perfect leg. 7 darts in. Downstairs, it's on. Double 12 for the perfect leg in the final.
129.
And the width of a wire. I think Cameron Menzies is more upset than Bunting that didn't go in.
I think the good thing for Stephen is that
93.
Menzies is way back. He's got a little bit of time to get this leg in the ledger.
Game shot.
And there you go. An 11 darter will do. Is that just temporary damage to Menzies? Or is that the leg
93.
that tells us what happens next? What kind of period can Bunting have in the middle of this final?
We should never be ungrateful, but he would have liked that leg on the Menzies throw. He might be about to do it on the Menzies throw, just the wrong side of the wire. He needs a break, and the sooner he gets that break, the more comfortable he will be. But here comes Menzies. They might just be about to ignite each other here.
Quite incredible that we are guaranteed to have a 21st Players' Championship winner of the season.
180.
And if Menzies was to win this final, a 27th different winner on the Pro Tour in 2024, which would extend the record from a couple of years ago. Astonishing stuff from a great pool of players.
Well, we've just gone out in 11. He's going to be sat
140.
waiting on 46. for another 11, unless Menzies, well, he can't make the combination work here. So Bunting going
60.
for back-to-back 11 darters.
If you're leaving small numbers after 9, you are doing something very right.
Game shot.
Now it's game on. That is a break of throw. What a blitz this has been from Bunting. 23 darts to get level and to get the throw back. Menzies has done very little wrong, if anything. It's all about the brilliance of Stephen.
60.
Yeah, Dan made a great point in the semi-final, saying that Bunting's not playing at his best, and yet he's still winning games. What happens when he starts playing well? And he's starting
42.
to play well here. And now all of a sudden, Menzies' body language is a little bit different.
Yes, it is. Let's face it, Stephen's season couldn't have started any better.
57.
The way it ends, it could be remarkable. He's going to be one of the favourites for the title in Minehead. He may go into the Worlds as one of the favourites as well. But the one thing missing to this point is a ranked title win in 2024.
Yeah, we're having a look. His last Players' Championship win came back in July 2021. Long time between drinks.
180.
Menzies is going to need a few of those. Look how much he's been outgunned in the maximum department so far.
It's got the makings of being a real quality final here. Bunting with a shake of his head, runs for cover, finds the cover. Not on a finish, Menzies is, and this will be for a break of throw.
59.
This leg is not over yet. If Bunting finds 2 trebles here, if he can leave 82 or better, Menzies will feel the pressure on 80.
$60.
Well, that is a darting disaster. To leave a non-finish having hit the bull. Well, there we go. So, double A.
64.
Well, he knows he'll be back, and such a comfort blanket for Menzies there. Zero pressure on it.
Just to stem the tide, if anything else.
I think that's the first dart he's missed at a double, isn't it?
Game
Well, he
shot.
hasn't made any difference because he's back in and he's 4-3 in front.
Halfway point for Menzies, who lost 8-6 in that final to Dobie in Players' Championship 19.
59.
Stevens lost 2 finals this year that have gone the distance. He hit 7 against Littler in Players' Championship 20 and 8-7 against Humphreys.
60.
That was in Players' Championship 26.
Yeah, well, I was there on the stream on that one, and that was one I think Bunting feels certainly got away from him. One that he was in control of in the latter
140.
stages. Couldn't quite see it out. And Humphreys picked his pocket on the day.
$180.
Yet another maximum from Stephen. His nickname is the Bullet, but right now he is firing bullets like an AK-47.
Yeah, he's taken aim on that red bit and he's not missing it. Menzies leaves a bogey number this time.
$54.
Disappointment.
But it doesn't damage him, does it? Leaving that 162. That game he had against Ratajski earlier. The leaving of a bogey number cost Ratajski the chance to win that match.
Yeah, it did. 57 should be straightforward.
95.
This for a 2-leg cushion again. Menzies. 17 just. Tops.
Game
right
shot.
in the middle. Back-to-back legs for Menzies. 5-3.
Nothing is straightforward in a final. Both of these guys know that. But what is Stephen thinking right now when he's 5-3 down in a 6th final in this setting this season? Is he thinking not again, or is he mentally strong enough to think it's not going to happen this time?
Yeah, I don't think he's thinking about those previous 5. He'll be thinking about holding his throw here and getting a break back and levelling up at 5-5.
Look at the relaxed nature of Menzies in the
60.
background, just having a ghost dart there, just loosening up the arm.
Yeah, we keep mentioning it. His demeanour, the way he conducts himself. I think it's changed quite
99.
quickly in a short space of time. I think he's realised that he can't be so emotional when he misses or when his opponent hits. He's just got to ride the waves, if you like, and see where he ends up. But I think he's certainly given himself more opportunities with his calmer demeanour.
134.
Did a quick calculation before this final. Stephen Bunting's averaging around £3,400 per Players' Championship this season. That is incredible.
140.
Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all.
But it's not been happening just this year. Over the last few seasons, he has been Mr. Consistent, constantly winning boards and making last 16s and quarterfinals. This is not out of the clear blue sky.
Maybe it's titles he wants now. As Menzies.
83.
Disappointing last start. 110 then to hold throw for Bunting. This is not a given.
It isn't. Is he going to stay there? He decided not to. I'm quite surprised by that.
58.
And Menzies in 3-dart range instead of 2-dart range here.
69.
Is this straightforward, I wonder? With Cameron sitting on double 16 for 6-3, this is anything but easy.
It's a single. 1 dart left at the double.
20.
And he misses. So now Cameron Menzies with a huge opportunity to move within 2
Game
legs
shot.
of his first ever PDC title. A little clench of the fist, but no more than that. And not only is he 3 clear, it's a break of throw as well. He's throwing now to move within 1.
What a season this has been.
58.
With so many different winners. So many new winners as well, especially lately. Really didn't like that 58, did he, Menzies?
Well, the blood will be pumping
81.
through the veins here. We're talking about his emotions. He's done well to keep them in check, but the blood will still be pumping. The heart will still be beating a little bit quicker.
100.
He knows he's nearly there. He can almost touch it, but it's not there yet. Not within his grasp just yet. Bunting will go to the end. We know that. But needs a burst of scoring.
I don't know about you, Mark, but
100.
visually this game kind of looks like Liverpool versus Everton, doesn't it?
Yeah. I'm sure
140.
Cameron would be more Rangers than Everton, but I get your point.
There've been a few Rangers legends at Everton.
100.
But at the minute, Stephen has got to start finding the back of the net. Otherwise, he's not going to get the points. And the trophy will not be his.
Yeah, he's got his hands full here. You get the feeling anything under a 140 is not good enough. A max would be very good. But it's only a ton and a little roll of the eyes. 82 then to move within 1. Not yet done. Oh, that's a good last start.
66.
Can't quite hit the double 8. He's had a few problems with all day today. He's not been clean on the double 8.
Yeah, he has. He did have an unconventional 82 earlier on today as well. He didn't get it, and Bunting can fight back if he finds tops. Biggest start of the final. Could be game on or game over.
Game shot.
Game very much on. That deserves a round of applause. Bunting is so gutsy. He's the kind of person you want in any sports team. Mentally, he is impossible to break.
Well, that was the biggest start of the final. What does that do to Cameron Menzies' mindset here? Because if Bunting can hold now, he'll be back within 1.
97.
Menzies had the shot at double 8, couldn't take it. And in steps Bunting. Ice cold, just took his time.
83.
Clinical on the tops. And it is very much game on now. You could almost cut the tension in that room right now.
If you're in Menzies' shoes,
60.
when the treble is hit, the single is hit, The key thing is to expect your opponent to hit that tops. You're in a final against one of the best players in the world. You expect them to hit it, and you move on. The last thing you do is say, well, why did you go and hit that for? It's their job to go and hit it.
60.
Yeah, I think if it had been at a live tournament, he would have been waiting for the roar of the crowd, and it wasn't the roar, it was just a call from the official. But he's in good shape here, Menzies. He's done well. This has been a low-scoring leg for Bunting, who once again needs 2 trebles just to get really back with him touching distance of Menzies.
It's that dart. He knows after dart 1, he should get another 60.
140.
Doesn't perturb him in getting that 140, though. That was brilliant.
138, not going to go here, so Bunting's going to get a look.
48.
90 left is not a given, so Bunting is back in with a shout. He'd like to do it here and now.
Not this time. So what does Menzies do?
60.
This is a 50-50 call. Double 18.
72.
So close, and Bunting is getting a chance to get within 1. This is a crucial time, because if Bunting doesn't hit this, and Menzies capitalises, it will be a break of throw for the Scotsman.
14 the target, hits the treble. Double 11.
73.
Way off it, way off it. Bunting misses. And Menzies had darts in the last 2. He's only going to get 1 dart at double 4. And he's missed another one. So Menzies is starting to miss as the line draws in. And Bunting to tidy up 11 to move back within 1.
Psychologically, things might be changing. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Double 2.
7.
Nothing went to plan there.
Lifeline for Menzies, and this time he steps in. Having missed multiple darts to go within 1, he is now throwing for his first ever PDC title. Can he hold it together? Can he put Bunting away?
85.
Commit Bunting to a 6 Players' Championship final defeat in 2024.
$99.
Menzies has done some good things in his career. He's been deep at Lakeside in 2022.
59.
He's been a thorn in the side of many players over the last few years. Making a quarter-final in Vienna in 2019 was a highlight for him, but now, 5 years later...
140.
He has never been this close to the biggest thing he's done in darts.
101.
Well, Bunting is doing what he needs to do, and that's keeping the squeeze on here.
56.
Needed a treble with the last dart. Is that an opening that Menzies can work to his advantage? It is. He's in the red bit. Another one would be like gold dust. It's only a ton.
If you leave 116 there, you're thinking, I can get rid of this now. Whereas 156 is very much dependent on a perfect first shot. If he hits the top of the 60 58. With this next dart, he could hit this.
This to win it then. Not going to go this time. All about leaving it handy and hoping that Bunting can't take out 148.
79 left. 96.
Good sensible darts then. A 2-dart combination unless Bunting can produce some brilliance.
He's not going to. And the thing about this shot, for the title mark,
98.
When he hits the single 20, he's been going right of the oche and hitting tops every time. But he doesn't need to move.
Tops for the title. And Cameron Menzies finally gets his hands on a PDC title. It's a smile, probably a sigh of relief inside. Bunting gracious in defeat, but now the emotions come out. He's been a winner in waiting for quite a long time, Cameron Menzies. He's reached finals, semi-finals, but now he can call himself a winner. You get the feeling it's going to be a good night for Cameron Menzies. We'll hear from him in a moment. Commiserations to Stephen Bunting, a 6.